Weakening demand for the EV landscape is quite evident. 58% jump for EVs in the global market. In 2022, we're seeing a 9% growth this year. And then we get this huge article out of Nikkei Asia, and it has been verified. This is happening. Toyota's delaying US EV production. If you guys are wondering where I'm at, I'm actually in a closet. It's kind of like an executive closet at a hotel room in Tokyo. I'm here for Honda actually, but it doesn't stop me from making other videos on other manufacturers when you can't sleep at 4 a.m. And today I'm actually touring Honda HQ in Aoyama. I was there last year, but now I'm going to get a tour of more than just the public entrance of the headquarters. And that building is supposed to be getting torn down and rebuilt in the coming year or so. So yes, this might be the last time I'll be able to give you guys a tour of the current Honda headquarters in Aoyama here in Japan. Anyways, let's get into this. What is happening? Toyota is pushing back the electric vehicles in North America that they said that they were going to be producing in 2025. We're now getting this pushback to, again, I wouldn't be surprised if this changes, but we're seeing the first half of 2026. Which EV is this? Well, let's go to Kentucky. Kentucky is confirmed by Toyota to be building 3-row electric crossovers. Some call it the BZ5X. I think, well, from what I'm hearing, Toyota might be scrapping the BZ or the Beyond Zero EV name series of their EV lineup, at least here in the United States. And if they do that, I mean, Highlander EV is a great place to start for a name, which is far more desirable than BZ5X. Now, Subaru is also getting in on the act, an electric Ascent, of whatever you want to call it. And then Lexus, in theory, is supposed to be getting on board as well with a 3-row electric crossover. But there are some red flags for Lexus in today's news report. Now, Nikkei Asia was catching wind of this delay from suppliers, but if we go over to automotive news, Toyota did confirm to them that the Georgetown assembly in Kentucky for the BZ5X Highlander EV has been pushed back to the first half of 2026. So we could see anywhere from like a 6 to an 11 month delay here on this vehicle. At least it could, I mean, like I said, it could be more. Now, this is the first EV delay by a Japanese automaker in North America. Now, I can't say exactly why I'm here for Honda, I don't think, but it has to do with the future and electrification. And will Honda, I don't think Honda is going to be delaying their production plans. They want to make the EV saloon that is on the new Zero Series platform. That's all confirmed. That should be coming in 2026, an accurate version by the end of 2025. I don't think those are going to get delayed. Now, apparently, Toyota attributed the change in part to adjustments in the vehicle's design, and it will give careful consideration to a new start date. I'll go ahead and put on the screen what that design potentially was back in 2021, I think, when Akio Toyoda showed off those EV concepts. I'm going to throw out an idea. We are seeing, obviously the big slow in demand for EVs. What if Toyota is keeping the door open on this vehicle for a plug-in hybrid or an electric range extender vehicle? So you have a smaller gasoline engine, pretty much only working as a generator. You have a large battery pack to maybe offer 100 miles of range, and then that little generator engine on board to provide the range after that, should you need it. So I think the market, at least right now, would be more open to a vehicle like that. But in 2026, I think they would be as well, compared to a fully battery electric. But That's for the United States market, of course, but we see Hyundai getting in on the electric range extender movement. We see a huge uptake for that sort of vehicle over in China for BYD. So it's getting popular, the electric range extender vehicle, which is essentially a really long electric range plug-in hybrid. Keep in mind, Toyota has previously said they want to launch 10 EVs between now and 2026 globally. Now, this has not been verified by Automotive News, but Nikkei Asia, when they get a scoop, I would probably put more than 50% likelihood of it being truthful. Toyota is also canceling plans to begin production on a new EV SUV under the Lexus brand in North America by 2030. Instead, shipping finished vehicles to the market from Japan. Okay, well, which vehicle are they talking about? Is this the 3-row EV, the TZ? That's going to be the Lexus version of the BZ5X / Highlander EV. I don't think that's what they're talking about. That vehicle is supposed to be out in 2026 now with the delay. What's going on here? Well, by 2030, Toyota is going to have their next gen EV platform. And that should actually be coming out in 2026 with the LFZC concept leading the way in some production form. And that's using gigacasting all throughout the vehicle, 3 separate gigacasted parts. You're going to have, it's fully software defined, potentially solid state batteries by that point. So maybe Toyota's just saying, hey, let's not try to make this thing in North America. The EV tax credit's probably just going to be completely canned by then in the United States. So let's just play it safe and make it in Japan, where we're going to be making these solid state batteries instead of reworking things in North America. Now, it's going to happen. There will be the gigacasting going on in Canada, I'm pretty sure, where they make the RX, NX up in Canada, where they also make the RAV4. So I think that's almost guaranteed from my sources of where they're going to be making those BEV vehicles that are on the next gen gigacasted platform, software defined. But that could change. Keep in mind, that can change. It's all dependent on EV demand, how well their hybrids are being snapped up, how well their next gen plug-in hybrids are being snapped up. Now, Toyota wants to produce 1.5 million EVs globally by 2026, but the new plans that Toyota has just communicated to suppliers put it around 1 million. And with the uncertainty of the US election, maybe Toyota is pumping the brakes about building EVs in North America, about getting the right tax credits to make it more lucrative to them. I mean, that's why Honda's like, yeah, we're just going to build it in Canada. The environment there, at least with the government, is more favorable. Now, Honda's also, they're building their own supply chain. Apparently, these EVs coming out of China, coming out of Canada for Honda, are going to be locally sourced. You'll have the gigacasting, megacasting, whatever you want to call it, going on up there in 2028. You're going to have the full battery supply chain with a couple joint ventures up there with Honda. So in-house batteries, in-house motors. I mean, I'll talk more about that, I think, in the coming days. So yeah, Honda's just kind of saying, hey, we're going to do this for North America, but we're pumping the brakes for the U.S. situation. Now, they're still going to be making EVs in Ohio at the EV hub, but that's a flex line. What's going on in Canada is a dedicated EV plant where mass production of EVs is really going to take off for Honda. But it's interesting with Toyota pumping the brakes. The company that many people thought was going to take over Toyota by the end of the decade and be one of the best-selling automakers in the world. They are. I would still say they're one of the best-selling automakers in the world, but not at the rate of which many had predicted. Tesla sales rose 6% on the year so far. And it's the first growth for the first time in 3 quarters, but it has fallen way short. Remember, I almost said Akio Toyota, but Akio Toyota once did shake hands and work with Elon Musk in the infancy of the Tesla company. But Tesla has its own issues with a lack of model freshness, a lack of a diverse model lineup, and they have their own issues right now with politics that it's turning most people off, I think, who have traditionally bought into the Tesla brand. So it's fascinating, and that's why I like talking about it here on this channel. I love driving EVs. They have their purpose. They're great for driving around town. But in America, we still have the issue with limited infrastructure. That will change. That will get better over time. In the near future, though, it might be the era of hybrids and plug-in hybrids for the next 5, 10, 15 years before solid-state battery cheap EVs. And that's the thing. Unless EVs get down to around $30,000, we're not going to see a huge uptake in EVs. In China, the average EV price is around $30,000, and in the United States is around $60,000. Why is there a huge gap? Well, China has a complete supply chain of batteries, and you could say, the rare earth metals needed for the permanent magnet motors that are seen in EVs and hybrids too. So they have the complete supply chain there. They have all the minerals, but even they are seeing a downtick in EV uptake in China. All right. And they're exporting a lot of those EVs to other markets due to overproduction in China. So interesting times. I'll catch you guys in the next EV update. Do you think Toyota's doing the right thing here? Dropping potential EV uptake to the 1 million mark by 2026 when they said they would have 1.5 million. Do you think it's a wise idea for them to delay EV production in the Kentucky plant here in North America? Do you think it's wise of them to pull the plug potentially on a Lexus EV that was supposed to be made in North America and just import it from Japan? I think a lot of people will be okay with that. Again, EV tax credit situation is not something you can kind of bank on right now, it seems like, due to the political landscape. So it's fascinating. I'll see you guys down below, talk about it. And I'll catch you guys in the next update. For me today, like I said, I'm touring Honda's headquarters in Aoyama, and then I return late tomorrow back to the United States, back home. Cannot wait to see my family. So thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.